Hey y'all, let's take a trip to the cemetery. Y'all come along. Hey y'all, so I decided to take a walk to the family cemetery today to show y'all something. Other than my sweet wife being buried right here. Hi, darling. All this land back here is all pasture, so it's all cows. And you might have some horses in there too, but cows mostly. The best thing about it is my wife loved cows. Highland cows, cows. So when it was brought, where are we gonna lay her to rest at? Family cemetery. She was a Rayon. We got married December of 24. So she was a Rayon through and through. And so proud to be my wife, it was not even funny. And I was so proud to be her husband, it wasn't even funny. But if you was ever married and you lost a spouse, you know how hard it is to go on after. And then when you find somebody, well, I'm cheating on them, and then you kind of draw back from the person because, well, I feel like I'm cheating on my wife. And, in reality, you're not. And it's like, because he's now gone and she'd want you to move on, but then it really is hard to move on. And it's like, it kind of gets easier as time goes by because if I had, in a perfect world, I'd still be married right now. I'd still be with my wife. That was the most best thing that ever happened to me, other than, going to Nashville, cutting that single and doing all that stuff I did way back. But this was the best day of my life, to find a woman that I love and that loved me unconditionally. No matter what. No matter what went on, she was going to love me through it all, to just being a widower, It's like, I would totally be married. That's what I was meant to be, and that's what I was meant to do. And I'm thinking, well, now I got to move on. And, just meeting new people is great. And it's just like, but to think of going into an actual whole relationship thing, it's like, man, it's so hard to learn people nowadays. And it's so hard to get people to understand you. And then a lot of people are like, well, why do you still care for your wife? You shouldn't, you're moving on to a new relationship. You need to focus on me and not, it's like, no, like it's almost like a package deal. Like, if you're going to love me, you're going to love her too, because she's going to be with me for the rest of my life. I am one day going to die, and I'm going to go meet her wherever she is. I'm going to find my wife and be together with, and you might find love again in life, but it's like, you still always care, and you still always think about that other person, because you married this person. You love this person with all your heart. I mean, I got kids that call me dad from being with my wife. I've gained so much from being with my wife that I could never repay that tenfold. I can't have kids. I had testicular cancer when I was 11 months old, and I'm just cannot bear children. But my wife made that happen, and I eventually got kids that I really love and that I really care about. They call me Tiggy. The youngest one started that, but they call me that, and it's like, well, that's what I've always wanted, is a family of my own, and I got it. In so many words, no, they're not biologically mine, but I love them as if they were mine, because that's what I did. I came into this family not knowing anyone, and I left with having a whole second family that I couldn't do anything without. It's just how that goes. It's great to have that feeling, to be having a family that's just behind you, and we went through so much in just like 4 months of time that we just grew closer together. And it's just, yeah, times were tough and times got hard, but we pushed through, because I pushed through because I had things to do to help my wife make sure she had a clean mind, to where she had just, and I tried to do, and I hope I did everything I could. I really do. But this is just a video to say that, if you lost a spouse, you can push through too. And you can also make sure, that your wife's memory stays alive, which I do all the time. I'm always talking about my wife and what we did. And all that. It just, you can move on, but you don't have to forget your wife or your spouse or your husband, whoever you are. You just continue to keep their memory alive, but make sure you're happy. Make sure you're well taken care of. Make sure you're managing all your problems, because when everything was going down with my wife, I was 185 pounds down to nothing, but I was making sure everything was taken care of. Trying to. So, thank y'all. It's kind of going to be a long form video on YouTube, and I'm going to try to scale it down for Facebook and TikTok. Y'all Thank y'all. Like and share. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all later.